Downright freaky Jurassic Park hybrids are toys that have haunted me since I was 6 years old. Do they live up to my childhood expectations? Or should they have stayed extinct? Watch the video and find out. Hey there, my googly gang, Gary the Gremlin here, but I can't deal with that now because today I'm reviewing two very special toys: the Jurassic Park Chaos Effect Compsognathus and Velociraptorix. If those aren't the longest, wildest dinosaur names you've ever heard. Happy Hybridween! This is going to be our last video in this October series as I'm officially out of scary monsters and super creeps to review. Well, that is except for the D-Rex, but I've sort of already talked him to death. Getting right on into it, these two are oddities from one of the farthest flung corners of the franchise that I've had my eye on for a long time. The type of toys you can only hope to find by visiting the Electronic Bay. These toys hail from the 1998 Kenner toy line, Jurassic Park Chaos Effect. This was a line mostly consisting of repaints from the Kenner Lost World line, though there was a smattering of completely new sculpts released and unreleased. If you've ever heard of the famed Ultimasaurus, well, this is where that design originates from. Though Ultima might get all the press for being the most feared and famous, I've always mourned the loss of this Eupocephalus. It just looks so darn cute and roly-poly. Two mutant toys that managed to survive eventual cancellation and actually made it to the light of day were this conniving Compsognathus and the delightfully devilish Velociraptorix. And to really set the scene, let me remind you, gang, this was pre-everything we know today about Jurassic hybrids. Today, hybrids and mutants are a dime a dozen. Back then, however, in 1998, there was no Indominus Rex nor Indoraptor. Jurassic World was just a speck on the distant horizon because hell, Jurassic Park 3 wasn't even in development yet. These were the first hybrids to rock up in the Jurassic Park scene, and considering that, it's crazy how immediately insane they were. Rather than ease us into the concept of hybrids, they kicked down the door wearing Dayglow war paint and zero shame. Neon colors and designs so extreme they border on abstract and otherworldly. Comparing these with the first series Kenner Raptors, it's such a strange divide. Those ones had wrinkly skin and fine detail, but these are all smooth and sleek. It's a completely different world. Crazy to think that these toys were only separated by 5 years. It's wild that Compsognathus and Velociraptorix are actually two of the more relatively tame color scheme-wise. There's far wilder monsters out there. I have to admit, this is how I like my hybrids. Cartoony and ridiculous, I think, is the right way to go, and controversial take? Probably not in the movies. I don't know, have the hybrids and mutants be something silly for a kid's cartoon, like the cancelled one that was supposed to tie in with his toy line. Yeah, that was a whole thing. What do you guys know about Doomsday Rex? That almost happened. Talk about jumping the Megalodon. These two out of the whole line work the best for me. Strange and scary, but not so far off the mark that they're off-putting. Let's kick things off with Compsognathus, the more palatable of the pair. I feel he's not too far removed from what you'd see in a Jurassic World series today. This is very Indoraptor coded, right? There's even a touch of Scorpius Rex with how gangly and misshapen these crooked limbs are. As you might guess from the name, Compsognathus is a genetic monstrosity, combining the agility and hunger of the Procompsognathus with the defensiveness and power of the Stegosaurus. In case you were curious, yes, the box does specify this species Procompsognathus instead of Compsognathus. Also, I guess some tree frog DNA is knocking around somewhere inside him as well? Sure. I find this such an effective and cool dinosaur design. I adore this approach to making a hybrid. Just take the coolest attributes from each dinosaur and mash them together. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make any sense, forget about it. For all intents and purposes, this is just a raptor with a sick paint job and a Stegosaurus's plates and tail. He's wearing a Stegosaurus costume for Halloween, that's all this is. And I really love it. Wow. I especially love this beautiful sand green. LEGO fans, you know the one. Combined with the bright yellow and crisp blue against that glossy black, it's excellent. With such angular stripes and jagged outlines, it screams aggression and anger. I fear this is the perfect character design for an angry, mean dinosaur. Speaking of paint though, my copy has seen better days. There's random scuffs all around, but the only one that actually really bothers me is this big one right here on the moneymaker. I do really appreciate that classic Kenner JP logo though. One could say there is a double helix in the sky tonight.
This is Buick, now. Buick, exceptional by design.
Get 0.9% APR on these 2025 Buick models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get up to $3,000 allowance on Encore GX.
It's race day in Radiator Springs, and Lightning McQueen is ready to race and rescue. Time to take on rival Chick Hicks. Race mode. It's Lightning McQueen by a bumper. Oh no, now Chick and his team are sabotaging the course. Rescue mode. Lightning McQueen speeds into action, putting out fires and clearing the rocks, then launches into the air and takes out Chick Hicks. Ouch! Talk about a sore loser. Lightning McQueen saves the day with the Rescue Road Raceway. Adults assemble, other cars sold separately.
That was a subtle little reference to the 1977 Steely Dan studio album, Asia, the best album ever made. As I was saying, it's eBay, so you get the condition you pay for. I could have paid $10 more for a better condition copy, but I didn't, and instead I'll use that $10 to buy a hamburger or something. I haven't decided yet. Speaking of hamburgers, this guy could use one. He's skinty. He may not weigh much, but he is a good size. Size comparison time. To the top of the back, he's right around 4 inches tall, and from snout to thagomizer, about 10 inches long. Here he is first with Action Master Grimlock, fellow hybrid ween friends, the superposable Indoraptor and the Destroy and Devour Indominus Rex, the Council of Raptors, and some 1/18th scale human characters. I think it's pretty clear to tell from looking at him that he leans more on his Procompsognathus side when it comes to genes. So he should realistically be a lot smaller when compared to human characters, but you know what, this is alright. For a critter such as this, it's good. He has got this really weird gimmick, however, or as I like to call it, his tongue crime. Pushing this big orange spike forward causes him to retch out this weird traffic cone orange tongue. Then you press this extremely conspicuous button on his back, which causes the tongue to shoot back in at lightning speed, flapping his jaw around as he does so. What are we doing here? What is this? It's too strange and too far out there, which is saying something for this line. Just as a gimmick, it does essentially nothing. What, you can grab a figure with it and then pull them back to its mouth? That doesn't work and it doesn't make sense. What's the point of a grabbing tongue if it's only grabbing something 3 inches in front of your mouth? There's a little blurb on the back of the box that explains that their tongues lash out and wrap around unfortunate prey, dragging them into the range of razor-sharp teeth and sharp tail spikes. I don't know about that, buddy. This tongue's got a range of what, like an inch out of the jaw? I don't think that'll be dragging prey in, more like maybe tickling them. It's like that one time Batman had that random little glove thing that just barely extended his palm by an inch. Anyone remember that? This gimmick is entirely everything bad about the figure. Every single problem with this figure is cast in orange plastic, like a tiny little Halloween curse. Everything in every other color is great. Posability is rather basic and a little awkward. For starters, it can really take some persuasion to get him to stand. You're going to need to go for quadruped pose for sure. That's what this long extended arm is for. But also, these limbs all have issues with each other. You can't move the arm back without hitting the leg, and you can't move it forward without hitting the jaw. It's a tightly packed cluster of uncooperative, gangly limbs. Each limb just has a simple rotation at the shoulder or thigh, respectively, and the tail is on a swivel. It's also made out of this very bendy plastic, but since there's no wire or anything to speak of, it won't hold in place. Last is that mouth, which is just on a very loose flapping joint, so it can work with the licking gimmick, but it can't actually stay open. It's all fine though, cause, you know, there are some Kenner toys that are just complete bricks with zero posability to speak of, so this is fine by me. The sculpt work is rather minimal, but I think just as effective. There's no skin or scale detail to speak of, just these flat surfaces and the occasional contour line. I really like the outlining of this rib cage as well as these defined muscles on the legs. Overall, I'm very happy with this creep. He's got such a strange, evil, conniving energy. This is so far removed from actual dinosaurs that there's no chance of me being disappointed that it's not paleo-accurate. Paleo-accurate to what? This guy is pure nightmares, he's not anything real. This isn't paleo-accurate, this is chaos-accurate. He looks like the treacherous second in command that would be serving some evil king. Oh, and speak of the devil, here's the Velociraptorix. First off, opening up the eBay package, I was completely blindsided by just how much heavier and bigger this guy is than the Compsognathus. I've looked at eBay listings of these guys for years and I guess never actually seen them side by side, so that completely surprised me. By the way, that unboxing was filmed and is a separate video you can go watch here. Might as well like, comment, and subscribe while you're at it, because if you like dinosaur content, this channel is for you. But putting these side by side, Velociraptorix is so much larger. He's twice the weight and nearly twice the height of his goblin brethren. Let's get round 2 of size comparison out of the way real fast. To the top of his back, he's 5.5 inches tall, and from plumage to snout, just under a foot long. Here's the full hybrid ween lineup all together. Wow, it's like a class reunion for genetic accidents. I guess that would make D-Rex like prom king or something.
Sore nose? Use Puffs. They have 50% more lotion to soothe sensitive noses.
You think you're safe?
Not anymore. Soothe your nose and soften the blows with Puffs Plus Lotion, America's #1 lotion tissue.
Ally's spending account is a checking account that helps you spend smarter on what you need, so you can treat yourself to the things you absolutely love. That's why we're the bank that's your ally.
One more time, same as it ever was. Here's Velociraptorix with Action Master Grimlock, the Superposable Indoraptor and the Destroy and Devour Indominus Rex, the Council of Raptors, those same 1/18th scale human characters, and last, his main man, his little buddy, the Compsognathus. This guy is the highlight out of the two for me, all regal and evil like a tyrannical bird. If the name wasn't enough of a clue, the loathsome Velociraptorix is a hybrid between a Velociraptor and an Archaeopteryx. As glad as I am that they chose Archaeopteryx as a species to include in a hybrid, it kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, Procompsognathus and Stegosaurus are species so different, with features so radically different, that it makes sense to make a hybrid of them. There's like a strange mishmash of two very different things happening. Velociraptor and Archaeopteryx are both small bipedal feathered dinosaurs, right? Well, I mean, I know there's still debate as if Archaeopteryx is a bird or a dinosaur because it's kind of the missing link, but that's not what we're talking about here. I'm saying that these are both two small feathered dinosaur creatures. If you mix those together, you just get a slightly more Velociraptor-looking Jurassic Park Velociraptor. I feel a great disturbance in the fossil record. I love how there's barely anything here that actually conveys Archaeopteryx. The only slight thing is this long extended third digit, which has become a sort of horrible wing finger. The long snout, the thin proportions, the feathers, these are all just things you would expect from an actual Velociraptor. I get that within the context of a Jurassic Park toy line, this is supposed to be a Jurassic Park raptor made to look more Archaeopteryx-like, but in reality, they've just made a slightly more accurate Jurassic Park raptor. It's comical because that wing finger is not even how Archaeopteryx's wings worked. It just had regular wings, much like a bird, because for all intents and purposes, it was a bird. The Velociraptorix has a downright freaky situation happening where its third digit is extincted, not like an Archaeopteryx wing, but actually more like how a pterosaur wing worked.